From 2000 to 2025, the United States has paid out an estimated $40 to $50 billion in police misconduct and civil rights-related lawsuits. This figure includes settlements and court judgments involving excessive force, wrongful death, racial profiling, illegal searches, and wrongful convictions. Here's a closer look. Major city contributions. Estimates from 2000 to 2025. New York City, $2.5 billion. Chicago, $1.2 billion. Los Angeles, $800 million. Philadelphia, Baltimore, Detroit, Oakland, St. Louis, and others, hundreds of millions each. Small and mid-sized cities and counties across the country have collectively added several billion more. Wrongful convictions alone. Since 1989, the U.S. has paid over $3.5 billion just in wrongful conviction settlements, most of them since 2000. Annual trends. Average per year 2000s, $500 million to $1 billion. Average per year 2010s, $1.5 billion. Recent years, 2020 to 2025, $2 to $3 billion annually due to high-profile cases like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and broader civil unrest. Hidden and related costs. This estimate does not include legal fees, which can sometimes exceed the settlement amount, bond interest when cities borrow money to pay settlements, lost economic productivity, increased insurance premiums for municipalities. Key takeaway. While there's no single database tracking every payout based on the best available city data, legal research, and public records, it's fair to estimate that between $40 and $50 billion has been paid from public funds for lawsuit settlements involving police and civil rights issues between 2000 and 2025. And this number continues to grow. This is a question that a lot of people are asking, whether they say it out loud or just think it silently. Where is all this money coming from when we see so many lawsuits being settled, day after day, especially those involving the police and use of force? We see it all over social media, on YouTube videos with millions of views, headlines about cities paying out huge settlements, sometimes tens of millions of dollars, to victims or families of victims of police violence. Most of the time, these lawsuits are not small claims. They are massive financial payouts that catch public attention and spark outrage. And yet they keep happening. The officers involved often keep their jobs, departments rarely admit wrongdoing, and the legal system continues to move forward with settlements rather than trials. So again, where does all this money come from? The answer is frustrating. It comes from taxpayers, from the money that you and every working person contributes through taxes to keep the city functioning, to pay for schools, roads, public services, and yes, the police. When these lawsuits are settled, it's not the individual officer who pays. It's not the department directly taking money out of their own budget. It's usually the city or county using public funds, our money. That's the part that really doesn't sit right with many people. Why should we, as regular citizens, be financially responsible for the misconduct or excessive force used by officers who are supposed to protect and serve us? Why is there no direct accountability? Why can't these cases be stopped at the root before they even happen? It begins to feel like, in some twisted way, the system is using taxpayers to fund injustice, that we, the people, are unknowingly or unwillingly paying to support a cycle of violence, negligence, and lack of responsibility. That's where the deep frustration comes in. People want change, but the same patterns repeat. Someone is harmed, a lawsuit is filed, millions are paid, and nothing really changes. Officers often face no personal consequences, and the city simply writes another check, paid for by people who had no say in the actions that caused the harm in the first place. It creates a sense of helplessness and anger. Why can't this be stopped? Why aren't there laws or reforms that force departments to insure themselves, or that require officers involved in repeated misconduct to contribute to settlements? Why isn't there more pressure for internal reform, transparency, and discipline within law enforcement? As long as the system shields individuals from accountability and places the financial burden on the public, there is little incentive for change. And so it feels, to many, that our taxes are not just paying for public safety, but for the cover-up and continuation of harm. It feels like we are paying to do evil, even when we want no part in it. That's a hard truth to live with, and it's one that demands serious attention and action.
in the night, but they don't bring peace. We lock our doors, they patrol the streets. But it's not safety that we feel no more. It's fear when they knock on the people's door. We're the ones who pay the tax, build the roads, hold the cracks, but now we're targets in their eyes. Tell me, where's the justice in these times? Police, where did you go? You were meant to serve, not break us low. Now the shields don't feel like grace, just another threat in a frightened place. We cry out, what is this for? Police ain't protection no more, turned around, now we're the prey. Tell me why it's this way. Used to wear the badge with pride, now it feels like something to hide. Power drawn like a loaded gun, answering to none, hurting everyone. The law was meant to be the guide, but now the truth just runs and hides. We see the lines, they blur and bend. Where does the people's faith descend? Police, where did you go? You were meant to serve, not break us low. Now the shields don't feel like grace, just another threat in a frightened place. We cry out, what is this for? Police ain't protection no more, turn around, now we're the prey. Tell me why it's this way. Is it fear? Is it pride? Is there something they're trying to hide? Or have the hearts behind the back